Hello everyone, and welcome to the second reading of this Saturday morning as I'm doing it here in South Africa. I'm going to upload these readings later and then I'm going to love you and leave you for a few days. I'll be back hopefully on Tuesday evening. But I'm going to continue for now with the Serialist Tarot. It is a lovely new deck, relatively new. It came out last year. I'm starting to use it on this channel. I enjoyed the reading I did with it last time round, so I'm going to stick with it because we're on the same theme. We're on the strange tale of the Harkles. Finally, we know that they are coming to the Jubilee. They have confirmed, the royals have confirmed, everybody's getting ready to deal with this high weirdness, high strangeness that is coming the royals' way, and also Meghan and Harry's way. It can't be a very comfortable time for them either. And this reading with the Serialist Tarot I'm going to do is about the balcony. Let's try and say that better. We know that the Harkles are not going to be on the Trooping the Colour balcony, only working royals. So a lot of people have got shunted off that balcony because of the naughty Harkles. But now the royals have announced that there is another balcony appearance right at the end of the weekend. It's going to be an iconic moment. The Queen, Prince Charles, Prince William, their wives, Camilla in other words, and Catherine, and George as well. Heirs and future queens are going to be there with the Queen. Iconic moment, and nobody else, no Harkles, nobody else. The rest of them are going to be put away somewhere to watch. This is going to be the image that stays in everybody's mind. So I'm going to do a 5-card reading using the Serialist Tarot now to see how the Harkles feel about being left out of the balcony twice. We saw Meghan years ago now at one of those Remembrance Day ceremonies where she was shoved on a side balcony. That's Fluffy's bells going tinkle tinkle. She's sleeping here next to me as I do this reading. We saw Meghan having a little tear, a tearful moment, left eye one tear, or how does it go? Because she was pushed to the side and had to stand next to the German ambassador's wife, as far as I can remember, while Catherine and Camilla stood next to the Queen on the main balcony. And oh my, did she manage to look forlorn as she pretended to sing. So are we going to see that spectacle again? Let's have a look and see. 5-card reading from the Harkles' point of view. How do they feel about being left off the balcony twice? Underlying energy is justice in reverse. How funny. They think this is so unfair, so unjust. It's wrong. And perhaps even they've thought of suing. Those lawyers, Shillings, are they? What a good name for lawyers. Shillings, perhaps a visit from Harry and Meghan when they are back in the UK. He apparently visited them last time he was in the UK, although that case that he's taking against the Home Office seems to have disappeared quietly. Wonder how much money he dropped on that. Justice in reverse, indignation. How dare they? How dare they do it to us? I'm not taking it. I'm not going. You have to because we need money. The dialogue kind of writes itself. Let's see the situation, the energy of the situation, just generally. 9 of Wands in reverse. This is a defeat for them. 9 of Wands is about making your last stand, putting your boundaries up, your defenses around you, protecting yourself. Maintaining a sort of a distance, a barrier between yourself and everybody else as you make your last stand. It's often described as the wounded hero card because the person in that energy has been through a battle for their life just about, and they're still standing when the card is in the upright position. But this card is in the reverse. This 9 of Wands is in the reverse. This is humiliating. This is a humiliating fall from grace that they are experiencing. They have no defenses against this. They are exposed, they are vulnerable, they are weak, they are defeated by this. Ones always are media for me, PR. This is going to look bad. From their point of view, it's going to look really, really bad. Whose point of view also is it going to look bad? Netflix. It's not going to play well for Netflix that they didn't make it onto the balcony. Not going to get that big shot of them with the Queen right at the end. So, how does Harry feel about this in particular? We'll get the 8 of Wands in reverse. He's been blocked and thwarted. The 8 of Wands is a movement and communication card. It is about energy that flows. It's about messages that flow, messaging. as well, in his case, because of course it's all about PR. It's all about his ability to sell his rank and his title when he goes back to the US to whoever has the highest offer, or any offer at this point, in my opinion. And of course, disclaimer in the box below, this is all just my opinion, tarot reading for entertainment purposes. 8 of Wands in reverse. He's been blocked and thwarted. Well played to the royal family, absolutely well played. I know people are still upset that the Harkles are going at all, but to me, they have to let them go. They have to say, you're welcome to come, as they did, but you have to be on your best behavior and only working royals on the balcony. You decided not to be working royals. You went away, and only heirs and their wives, the future queens, on that final balcony. You are not, and you never will be. God forbid. And that is it. Stopped in their tracks. Harry is stopped in his tracks. All his nonsense, all his PR, all his spin. He's the closest to the Queen. She confides in him, blah, blah, blah. He's the one that makes sure she's got the right people around her, blah, blah, blah. Rubbish. And it will be seen as rubbish when that balcony event happens. Those balcony events happen. How does Madame herself feel about being left out? And we get the 6 of Swords in reverse. She doesn't want to go. And this is a funny card to come up because it came up in the previous reading. It came up for Prince Charles, the 6 of Swords. It's the travel card, but it's traveling away from your troubles normally. She's going back into the lion's den. She's going back into the jaws of death. She's having to travel, make a journey. We've got 2 journeys here, and neither of them want to make the journeys. You can also say this with Prince Harry. He doesn't want to do this either, but now he's stuck because he's got to pay the piper. He's got to pay Netflix. He's got to show up. He's kicked and screamed about all of this. The royals have said, well, you're welcome to come. It's the biggest moment probably in his royal life, until perhaps King Charles gets crowned, or William even. And he's got to show up. He doesn't want to show up. She is dreading it. She is absolutely dreading it. She wants to stay at home. She may well find an excuse to stay at home with that card. That 6 of Swords. Don't be surprised if at the very last minute one of the children is sick and can't go, can't travel, and the devoted mother has to stay home with her invisible children. She could go and mourn over other people's children, but we have yet to see hide or hair of her children. Birthdays that have just been, and one coming up. Where are those children? 6 of Swords in reverse. Very interesting energy for the Harkles. They are dreading this. Neither of them wants to go. What stunts are they going to pull, if any, to make up for the fact that they are really exposed and vulnerable and have fallen so far down? What are they going to do? How are they going to respond? We get the King of Pentacles in reverse. The King of Pentacles in reverse is a bad temper. And very interesting, this card also came up in the previous reading. It came up in the upright. It came up for Prince William. Now it's coming up, I think, Prince Harry. I think Prince Harry is going to be the one that acts out, not Meghan. Meghan may well stay at home. And Prince Harry, if he goes, we're going to see that surly face. That face that we saw when they had that Commonwealth ceremony and the Harkles insisted on if they were going to be left out of the procession, and they made such a fuss about it that William and Catherine stepped aside and said, well, we won't go in the procession, we'll just arrive and sit in our seats. And the Harkles, Meghan put on that rictus grin and tried to chatter when she was in the praying mantis outfit, that green outfit. Prince Harry had a scowl on his face, looked like thunder. We're going to see that face again with the King of Pentacles. Doesn't look like they're going to pull any stunts. With a king in reverse, the earth sign man in reverse, it's worst possible male behavior, but it's a sulky energy, the King of Pentacles in reverse, always that scowl that teenagers have. When you have a teenager in your house, if you have them going through that sort of stroppy time, when everything you say, you get that sneer. There we have it, the King of Pentacles. That's the best energy from that card that I can come up with. Alternatively, if we were reading in the 1600s, he would arrive with a force of sort of drunk men on horses who'd come to storm the castle and try and overthrow the reigning monarch. It's that kind of energy. I deserve to be there. It's my title. I should be on the balcony. I should be the king because I'm the most popular. And so here I am with these oiks, and I'm going to fight. But fortunately, we are not in the 1600s, although sometimes when I read the news, I think we still are. Outcome, what are we going to see? We may not see her, and we may see scowling and frowning from him. What are we going to see? Are we going to see Ace of Cups? We're going to see them all pretending to be lovey-dovey. We may see a child. We may well see a girl child. We may hear about a birthday party. I shudder to say we may actually hear about a christening. There is a possibility in that card and that Ace of Cups, but we're reading of Harkle energy. They are going to have to basically just grin and bear it. And they know that. They know that. If they scowl and they, kick the furniture and they fidget and they sigh and when can we go, that kind of energy is going to look terrible, and they know it. So they are going to have to put on a big pretend how happy we are to be here. We love being here. We're so happy, overflowing with emotion. Here we are, offering our hearts to the royal family. So happy to be seeing you, Charles and William and Catherine. Kiss, kiss, mwah, mwah, all of that, if we see them. But there is energy in here of children. I do get that. And wild card, absolutely wild card. Don't get all upset when I say we may even get the excuse of, oh sorry, pregnant, can't travel. Just, that's like a 1%. But just putting it out there, can't travel, pregnant. Very odd energy to come through right at the end there. But she's played that card before. She's done the miscarriage thing, my opinion, allegedly a miscarriage. And disclaimer in the box below, or my opinion, or for entertainment purposes. I think this weekend coming is going to be quite a startling one. But let's leave it there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you hopefully on Tuesday.